All right. So this is week 1 of our series. And so we're going to do a series of, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Hey, Mel,
6 weeks. Yeah.
do you want to introduce yourself and then maybe I can do and then Val? Or you want
Sure.
to do it
Yeah.
beforehand? I was just thinking, like, I don't know, there's probably a lot of us like that don't really know who we are just because our teams are so big.
Right, right. Yeah, that's true. So a lot of us haven't come together. So but we're going to do this 6-week recruitment series. And I am Melanie Mitro, and I am the 2014 top coach. And I created this awesome dream team and sponsored Alyssa and Val. And they have just become these amazing leaders that have grown their amazing organizations. And all three of us sort of have pretty large organizations and do our own thing, but we decided to come together and bring you this training and put our heads together so you kind of had a well-rounded look at the way each of us sort of runs our business, to help kind of give you that momentum. Like Alyssa said, you know, coming out of Super Saturday, if you didn't get a chance to listen, there's an actual recording. You can go back and watch the video from Super Saturday. You can get the training from the coaches in there. You can listen to the product launches. But there honestly is nothing like the feel of a live event. Live events truly are where you get that energy and you feel that fuel to kind of carry yourself into the next quarter of this business. And you'll find that, you know, October, November, and December, they tend to be a little more challenging where you have to invite more. You know, Alyssa and I were having this discussion today where we know personally that we're inviting more than we ever have before in order to get the same results that maybe we would do in a month where we didn't have to invite as much because people just would come to us. So we're going to try to give you skills to keep that bus going, keep that momentum going, because the last thing we want you to do is let that momentum kind of stop, because it's so much harder to regain that going into January if you let your foot off the gas. So this is all about skill and teaching you confidence and that vision for how to move forward. So that's what we're really going to provide for you guys too. So Alyssa, I have some announcements. Do you want to introduce yourself, or do you want me to go through the announcements first?
Yeah, I could just quick introduce myself. Hi guys, how are you? My name is Alyssa Schomaker. I am one of Melanie Mitro's coaches. So for those of you that are on my team, this is my coach, Melanie Mitro. I learned everything from her. So, which is really awesome because you guys, this is duplicatable. If I can do this and Val does this and everybody else on our team does this because we just really duplicate systems, then I'm telling you, anybody can do this job. But I've been a coach for 3 years in January now. I'm a Superstar Diamond coach. I was a top 10 coach last year, and we're a top 10 coach again, or top 10 team again this year. So I'm really excited because this is something that really, getting people motivated is kind of my jam. I love it so much. And I feel like you get so much motivation, right? But then if you don't understand how to invite, or you're stuck at that process, especially now in the fourth quarter, when inviting is so important, we want to really help you guys nail that down. So nail that technique down and really learn, you know, how you invite and how it's not about you at all, but really it's all about the people that you're serving and the people that you're talking to, and really diving into that information. So we are going to be focusing mostly on recruiting. First of all, coming out of challengers and then going into coaching. So I see Val just jumped on, so I will pass it over to Val. If you want to introduce yourself, that's Val. Happy birthday.
We don't hear.
Here she is.
I know, I don't hear you.
There's like a caution sign. This attendee hasn't entered their audio pin.
If you click go to the more and then go to audio options, maybe switch it to your phone. That's actually, I use my phone to call in, but I'm still on the computer, and that usually works.
Can you hear me?
All right.
Yep.
Yep.
Can you hear me? Yay. Sorry, guys. Total technical difficulties over here. Okay. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Val Bozzo. I am a 10-star Diamond Elite Coach, and I'm really excited to be doing this series with Mel and Alyssa tonight. I know that they've, shared their excitement too, but really, I learn from the best. I can't even say, enough about it. I'm one of Mel's personally sponsored coaches. I have an amazing team, and we are just ready to kick some butt tonight and really give you guys a great presentation. So I hope that you have a notebook and pen and paper and that you're just ready to really rock and roll with this call series.
Cool. All right, so to kick it off, a couple of things for you guys just to kind of put in your back pocket. Kim Carver, if you live in the Pittsburgh or surrounding area and you want to come and travel to Pittsburgh, Kim Carver, who is the corporate trainer, is going to be doing a 3 vital behaviors training with a diamond breakfast. We're actually going to do a diamond training in the morning with some of our speakers from this area, some of the coaches, giving you all different ranges from brand new diamonds all the way up to 15-star superstar diamond coaches. So we have the Eventbrite link. It just needs to be posted. I posted in the team page last night. I know that Alyssa and Val can definitely share that with you guys too. So I will post that after the call. Somebody just reminded me to do so because I forgot to grab it beforehand. Also, the Fall Classic is coming up. So for those of you that have kind of heard about this on the National Wake Up Call today, it's a promotion. It's a Team Beachbody promotion. It's boosting your business. Teams of 3, so yourself and 2 other coaches. So look at it as a success trio is basically what it is. And so there can only be 1 diamond coach per team, but every team does not need to include a diamond coach. You can have 3 brand new coaches. You can have an emerald, a ruby, and a diamond. You can have whatever. But what I want you guys to do is talk amongst yourselves, go back to your team pages, pair up with somebody, you interview some people on the team, find yourself some partners, some go-getters. And am I cutting in and out, or am I okay, guys? No, I'm good. Okay. So find yourself some partners that you guys can team up with and create a Fall Classic team. You can just register by going online to the Team Beachbody website. It's in the Coach Breaking News. You guys can go ahead and register your teams of 3 right now. So registration is open today and registration ends on October 31st. You earn points by getting Success Club points for your team. You get some cool prizes and swag. But create a Facebook group, create maybe a thread or a Voxer thread or a text thread where you guys can set goals. You can push one another. You can talk about how many invites and follow-ups you did and how many posts you did, what you're reading for personal development. You can start challenge groups together and co-lead. But this is a way for you to have accountability, but also to see, okay, if I set the bar a little bit higher this month, where could I fall? And it pushes you uncomfortably outside of that comfort zone. And you know what? Every time I do one of these cup challenges or fall classics, I really find that I'm capable of way more in my business than I gave myself credit for. So our challenge for you is for everybody to be on a fall classic team. Take some people under your wing, take some of your personally sponsored coaches, or grab your success partner and get registered for the fall classic. All right, last but not least, 21-Day Fix, Fix Extreme, Body Beast. Those are your challenge pack sales for the month. So if you're talking to people, they're giving you price objections, 21-Day Fix is perfect between now and Thanksgiving and Christmas. Same with Extreme. And all 3 of these programs sort of lead you up to the launch of Hammer and Chisel. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind as you're thinking of what programs to recommend to people. I really honestly have been just going 21-Day Fix. Like that's just sort of been my go-to because it's got the nutrition, especially right now with people struggling, especially around the holidays. It sort of gives you that 80-20. It's 30 days. It's simple. The workouts are modifiable no matter what your ability level is. So that's kind of my go-to, especially for the holiday months, is 21-Day Fix. So anything to add there on announcements, guys?
I have the 3 vital behaviors. That is going to be November 14th.
Perfect. Thank you. I did not say that. Oh, all righty. So So this is just our Success Club boards. This actually is our entire organization. So you should actually see everybody's name that has achieved over Success Club 10 is on this slide. So just a shout out to those of you that have made Success Club a non-negotiable and have really shot. And I know me personally, I shoot for Success Club 5 by the 5th and 10 by the 10th. Alyssa and Bao, do you kind of do the same thing in your business?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I do not like having that monkey hang on my back. It's got to get taken care of.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I'm the same way. I get my challenge group started at the beginning of the month. You know, I really focus on challengers, and then I sort of flip the switch at the end. And then I do at the end of the month, I really focus on my coaches and recruiting. And that's perfect because we're going to talk a lot about that right now. But so congrats, guys, to those of you who have just made Success Club a non-negotiable. And Brittany Harris, 28 Success Club points. You actually have more Success Club points than I do at this point in the month. So that is incredible. You're doing an awesome job. So keep up the good work, everybody. All right, another page of Success Club 10. Congrats. Make sure if you see people on there, you give them a nice little shout out. Success Club 5 All-Stars. So you guys have achieved Success Club 5 as well. And make sure as you get to the end of the month, the other thing to really pay attention to is that you've met all of your Success Club qualifications, like your Shakeology on Home Direct, you have your paid business service fees, you've got the club membership. I don't want you to miss out on leads next month if you haven't met these requirements. So anyways, keep that in mind. Make sure you know those requirements. But congrats, guys. Job well done. So that's kind of awesome stuff. So there's like 7 pages full of just recognition there. So incredible. All right. So that's all I got on the recognition and the announcements front. I'm going to turn it over to Alyssa. We're going to dig right into recruiting, and we're going to talk to you about identifying your rock stars first. So take it away.
All right. Hey, guys. So this first part of our series, we're really talking about those challengers. Okay. So there's multiple ways for you guys to recruit. I can probably speak for this myself and probably 90% of the people on this call, in that the most of your new coaches that you're going to get, especially as a new coach, are going to come from your challenge groups. They make the product of the product already. They believe in the product. They're familiar with the product. Most of the time, they've had an incredible transformation. They're very passionate about what it is that they're doing. And so they just make a really good fit as a coach. Okay. And so you will find that there's people that obviously have not been in any challenge groups before they've joined us as coaches. And I think, in that case, obviously make sure that if you have a coach that hasn't been in a challenge group, get them into that. But this is more about describing, how we are going to find those rockstar challenge groups and what that person looks like within the challenge group. So if you're looking and you're like, I don't know, who would my rockstar challenger be, or somebody that I would want to invite as a coach, here's some things that I want you to be looking out for. So for one, they show up in the challenge group, right? You see their posts from them. Sometimes they might even be posting more than once, twice a day, but they're showing up into the group. Okay. They also might be motivating other challengers. So you might see them, posting in a thread just like a coach would be, but they're not. They're a challenger. You could also see them starting to post about it on social media. Oftentimes people that I've invited to coaching, it's because I saw all of a sudden on their wall talking about the 21-day fix and, how they've lost weight, and everybody's asking them a lot of questions about, wow, you look so great. That would be somebody that I would want to reach out to be a coach. Okay. Somebody that loves Shakeology, right? We all want our friends to save money and not have to spend full price on Shakeology. So you guys know that if you have somebody that's, been in your challenge group for the first month, and the second month that they're going to continue, normally around the 3-week mark is when I reach out to those people and offer them the preferred customer or the discount coaching option. Or the last way is if somebody wants to purchase another program from you. So say that you just had somebody that did the 21-day fix, and now they want to do the 21-day fix extreme in another program or another challenge group with you. I would always have that person sign up as a coach and get the 21-day fix extreme and then cancel their original Shakeology order. Okay, so those are the different kinds of ways that you can kind of find your challengers to be converted to coaches. Do you guys want to add anything to this? Anything I'm missing? No? Okay. All right. So here is basically an invite and exactly what I would send to somebody. And this is somebody that I've classified as really that rock star challenger that you're looking for. I like to keep it really simple. So I'm just going to read it for you guys. But it says, "Hey girl, how are you? Look at you totally kicking some booty in my challenge group." Now, for those of you that know me, like this is my language. So this would maybe not fit you, like if you don't talk like this, but this is totally me. Most of the time I start with, "Hey gorgeous," is how I start most of mine. "Hey love." It's just the way that I talk. So people know that I talk like this. If you don't talk like this, just tweak the words so that it sounds like you. But you're totally kicking booty in your challenge group. Have you ever considered becoming a coach? You're doing exactly what I do, and I think that you'd be amazing and be able to help so many people keep on rocking that healthy lifestyle. So that's something that I would traditionally send to somebody that I think would be a fabulous coach, whether I saw it online, that they were posting about it. My message might be a little bit different, you know, since like, hey, like, do you realize like all these people that you could help, that are interested because of your transformation. So I might take that with a little bit of a different approach, but this is pretty simple. I let them basically know the reason on why I think that they should become a coach, which I think is really, really important. You know, what it is particular that they see that you're doing. So if you see them, you know, motivating other challengers or really showing up into the group, having a wonderful transformation, I would include that in your message so that it's very personal, and that you're talking just to that one individual person. But like I said, just keep it really simple, and, you know, and you either invite them to talk on the phone about coaching, or you can invite them to, you know, a live event or a sneak peek that you or your upline is holding. All right, the next person is really like your Shakeology lover, okay? So how many of us have these discount preferred customers? They don't ever want to work the business. They know nothing about the back office whatsoever, but they love their Shake-O. And so this person, this is a message that I send pretty routinely to people that I know have been on Shakeology for a while. I also have, and I will upload it for you guys in the Dream Team. I also have weekly messages that I send out to my challengers as well. And on the 3rd week mark, it does talk about the discount for people that are want to stay on Shakeology. So that's like in an automated email that I send out, and I can upload that for you guys so you guys can see what that looks like. But if I was just going to reach out in person, I would just tell them, you know, that they look great. I wanted to reach out to you because I noticed that you're loving your Shakeology. You know, isn't it the best? It's liquid gold. Again, this is how I talk. So you'd have to change that around because I don't think you're probably going to say that. But whatever it is, add into your verbatim on what you want to say to this potential coach of yours. And then I let them know that they're going to ship next week. I like to make sure that if this is somebody that's been on 1 month of Shakeology already, and now this is going to be their 2nd month of Shakeology, that you guys give them ample time to switch the Shakeology flavor if this is something that they want to do, or also to sign up as a coach. Because I've noticed that if I don't give them 5 to a week's time, sometimes another Shakeology, their original order will ship out and not the coach one. So I always have them cancel their coach one, but sometimes if it's too close, then the orders are going to overlap and they're going to end up with 2 Shakeology boxes. So just give them a little bit of time so that they can cancel their other Shakeology. And then I like my challengers or my new coaches to then sign up with a challenge pack, because obviously there's always great $140 challenge packs there. It's going to waive their coaching fee. They can always pay the $40 coaching fee if they want to, but I find that most people will want to just cancel their old Shakeology when they sign up as a coach and buy the $140 challenge pack that's available. Okay. I think that's it for me. Oh, wait, no. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. So, the last thing that I want to do, and we started doing this with my team, and I want to talk to you guys about it. And it really has to do with inviting. So I get the question all the time, that people don't know how to invite. And so I also will see coaches inviting like crazy, but for somewhere between their post being so awesome, the invite, and then it making, the fact that anybody joins their team, there's a trouble area there. So we decided to create this group, and it looks like it's like an inviting accountability group, but it's really not. What we're doing in this group particularly is we're all sharing our invites. And I've got new coaches, I've got older coaches in the group, but we're keeping ourselves accountable by sharing what our invites look like. We're sharing any really good posts that we might see or that are going over really well. So any kind of invite that we can really are seeing and sending right now, and encouraging and motivating each other. But the awesome thing is that people that are posting their invites are also being able to correct that process. So then tomorrow when they send, their 5 more invites, they're going to know how to respond a little bit better instead of wasting their time. So I have created a group like this for Royal Republic. I added those. Do you guys just want to join into should we just join into one big group? Yeah. Okay. So I will post the link into the Dream Team and then also the Rising Stars page. It is in Royal Republic and it is in Alyssa's coaching family page as well. I'll put it in your page too, Mel. So you guys can join us. It's been just a really great group, one of the most active groups that I have kind of going right now. And I think that just being able to share, just being able to celebrate one another, what it is that we're doing, the lives that we're changing, the conversations that we're having in the process, and sometimes just tweaking a little bit of words in our convo or really learning and maybe asking a little bit more questions, it's going to make your job so much easier and you're going to have so much more confidence when it comes to inviting because you're going to know exactly what it is that you guys have to say. So look for those links after the group and I will get you guys all added in there. Like I said, I just opened it yesterday, so you guys will already see some invites in there from some of my team and some of the tools and stuff that we're using. But I invite everybody that's on this call, you guys can share this with your downline as well. Let's just celebrate us. Let's celebrate what we're doing as a coach, as coaching, how we're talking to people, how we're lifting them up throughout the day, and, really celebrate the fact that we're inviting people to what it is that we're doing because this is a gift and we should be able to just share it. And sometimes when we share it, the loss of communication happens because we're so excited and we have so much passion. So we want to just help you guys how to do that. And I will make sure that I get the information done as soon as I get off the call. You guys can join us. Okay.
Perfect. All right. So I'm up next and I get to talk to you guys about gaining interest in coaching. So Alyssa, while you were on the call, I just muted myself and I was like fielding questions. So I don't know if you want to flip through like the feed, you're more than welcome to go back and answer anything that you want. But I just was answering questions as we went. All right. So gaining interest in coaching from customers. So there are a few things that I do in my challenge group. So I have ran my business right from the get-go, running a challenge group, most likely 2 challenge groups every month. I've always been the type that has ran a group at the beginning and a group at the end. So what I have always done is I sort of have done like a clean eating or a 30-day group where I just require people to drink Shakeology and they can sort of do any fitness program they want. It doesn't have to be Beachbody related. I found that I had a lot of gym goers or people that did spin classes or runners or, so I was able to sort of meet the needs of everybody if I offered, because clean eating was kind of my passion. It is my passion. I shouldn't say kind of. It is. And so I found that this was a way for me to teach people nutrition and not back them into the Beachbody program. But then the second challenge group I would run every month was an official challenge group where they were required to do both the fitness program and Shakeology. And so I just got in the habit of running 2, which meant that I started to get customers fast and I started to create this list of people that were going through my challenge groups every month. And so what I do is I go and I actually take my customer list and I create a bulk email. And you can do this in a couple of different ways. You can go to my business, my customers, customer list. You can send a bulk email, or you can take it and there's a website. It's called aweber.com. It's an automated email system where you can just input all of your Beachbody customers in there and you can create monthly newsletters and you can send out a blast, or it's similar to MailChimp. That's another option. But, either one of those, it's another way for me to sort of keep all of my customers in one place. And so I now use that for sending out a bulk email. So I just want to show you what that looks like, and then I'll go back. Am I breaking up really bad? Oh, you know what? Val and Alyssa, try muting yourselves and see if that helps. It might just be because all 3 of us are on at the same time. You guys tell me if that makes a difference, if they mute themselves. All right. Lisa, I said MailChimp, or not MailChimp. This is what I use, Aweber. So, all right. So here is kind of what the email newsletter that I sent out about coaching. So I didn't prejudge my customers. I didn't go through my customer list and say, oh, I don't think this person would be interested in being a coach. Oh, this person works full time and has 4 kids. They wouldn't want to be a coach. I just closed my eyes. I put my blinders on and I said, everybody is equal opportunity. And so I'm just going to approach it to everybody and let them decide whether or not that it is right for them. And so when I did this bulk email, it gets blind carbon copied. So it goes to each individual person. It doesn't look like a bulk email sent to 50 or 100 people or more. But what it does is it allows people to sort of read and decide whether or not it's for them. And so my title was, have you ever considered Beachbody coaching before? Want to check it out. And so I have right there, hi, so-and-so. Good morning, customers. I want to quick introduce myself. So I did it this way. I introduced myself because as you begin to get customer leads and Success Club leads, sometimes people don't know that you're their assigned coach. So I wanted to go in and introduce myself first because I think that's important. Maybe when you first started coaching, you had somebody that created a free account and then never placed an order. So they've just been in your system all this time but have never done anything with it. So I wanted to go back and just remind people who I was. I sort of said, hey, you may have found me through a couple of different ways. You may have signed up for a Beachbody coach, welcome. I gave a little bit about myself if they didn't know anything about me. And I even put in there, did I put in somewhere around there, I gave my links to my it's at the very end. I gave the links to my like page, to my blog, so that people could check me out ahead of time. But I sort of started out with my challenge group. So I talked about my challenge groups. I actually put my transformation in there. I put what challenge group I was running. But then I also started talking about coaching and that I was running this 5-day informational group on what coaching is all about. And so maybe you are teaming up with Alyssa because you're on her team, or maybe you're on Val's team, or maybe you're on my team. And, we all say, here's our 5-day sneak peek, add people to it. So I went out there and I gave everybody kind of a short and sweet of what a 5-day sneak peek was all about. I put kind of the little banner that you guys can each pull from Alyssa's or Val's or my group and throw that in an email. Put the link to join the Facebook group right in there. And then I talked about coaching, and I talked about, me and my business. And so if people kind of knew that I had some sort of knowledge about the business, so I said I kind of told my stats in there too. And I would suggest that you guys do the same and tell a little bit about why you are passionate about the business, what made you sign up to be a coach, and kind of what your vision is for providing your new up-and-coming coaches with training, whether it's training that our team provides, that you're a part of an elite 10 team, you're a part of a top 10 team, you are part of the number 1 team. You want to use those things that your team has accomplished as sort of your backbone to get people to realize, like, hey, I'm just not some girl at the corner, trying to sign you up as a Beachbody coach. Like, we actually have a system to plug you into, a place for you to go. So what I do is I will share this for sure. I will share this template. You guys you can share that wording, you can tweak it, make it your own. I'll share this after the fact. But what I do is I don't prejudge, and I resend this every single month, right? So what I do is I send this every single month when it comes time for my new challenge group. So when I have my challenge group scheduled for the month, when I know when my 5-day sneak peeks are going to be, I will send this out. And then as people request to join the Facebook group, that's how I know that they're interested in coaching. So I'll send them a personal message. I'll say, hey, Sarah, I saw that you requested to be in my 5-day sneak peek. What interests you most about coaching? That begins the conversation. Or some of them messaged me back and said, okay, you made this sound extremely intriguing, so tell me a little bit more about this, right? So I talked to them a little bit more about, coaching. And in there, I talk about if you've ever considered earning some extra income, sharing your health and fitness tips, or want to keep yourself accountable, coaching could be an option for you. Plus, Who wouldn't want 25% off everything you purchase from Team Beachbody, including your Shakeology? And I say, for me, I started as a coach because I wanted the 25% off. And so right there, I give people the option and let them know that, hey, there is an option to be a coach and you get a 25% discount on everything that you purchase and consume. So I think that is really important for people to know that they get that discount. That is very much so intriguing to people as well. So, all right. What do you put in the subject line of those emails? So, all right. So the good thing about Aweber or MailChimp is they give you the option to sort of analyze how many opens or how many clicks. So I can see what the actual open rate, and it was pretty good. I put in there, have you ever considered Beachbody coaching before? Want to check it out. Sometimes, it's just, you have to play around with it. I try to sort of vary it. It's hard to know exactly what's going to hit, what's not going to hit. If you were doing this as a monthly newsletter, maybe you can do clean eating tips of the month or healthy Halloween, your holiday survival guide, things that are going to pull people in because it's going to be something that they want to read about. So try to stay away from sale or promotion or, I think of, and some of you probably love Chalene Johnson, and I love her, but when you get her subject line, it feels like she's trying to sell you on something, so I try to, as much as I love her and her content is quality, I try to stay away from sort of what she does. I try to think as if I was talking to my best friend, what would I say to them, and so maybe that's what you want your subject line to be. All right. I change up the wording every single month. I create this from scratch. I literally just sit down and type out what I'm thinking and put this into an email. And I don't send the exact same, and I send the exact same email to everybody it goes to everybody. But each month I will change that template. And it's just a closed group, Michelle. It's not secret, because if it's secret, people can't request to join. You would have to add them in there. So it has to be a closed group. But I change the settings so that I have to approve people into the group. So I make it so that the admin has to approve people and that other people can't just add people without my approval. So that I can monitor everybody that's coming into the group, because then if they're another coach from another team and somehow got the link, I can sort of filter those people out as well. Also, I shared this with my team. So I put this in the Rising Stars last week and I said, hey guys, this is my approach this month for transitioning my customers into coaches. This is how I'm getting it out there. And I shared this with them. So if you go back and you make a 5-day sneak peek or you send out an email like this, share this with your team so that you guys together don't have to constantly be reinventing the wheel, but all of you can sort of take wording you like from one another and you can each create your own. And it'll save you a lot of time, because let's face it, who has an unlimited amount of time to come up with these emails and these newsletters? I know I don't. So the more you share, the faster that it's going to go in the process. So I have found that this opened and spurred a lot of discussion with me and my current customers, people that have followed me for a long time. And also it helped me to re-engage people back into groups again too. All right. So once you kind of do this, the last thing that I kind of want to talk about here is giving customers ideas for how to coach. So automatically, when you say to somebody, when somebody comes back to you and says, I'm interested in coaching, but I just don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I would be good at it, or I'm afraid I might fail, or I don't know how I would find people. Just in my initial conversations, even before they're being added to the 5-day sneak peek that I'm running, I'm sort of saying to them, like, what interests you most about coaching, or what are some of your biggest reservations? And as they're discussing this with me, going back and forth, I like to say to them, you're really great at, clean eating recipes. You're really great at getting your kids to eat healthy, or you're really consistent. It would be awesome for you to share that kind of stuff on your social media. And here's how you do it. And I start to sort of plant the seeds and give them ideas for how they can grow their business, for how they could be successful. So, you're like a little you're like a shark, right? On the Shark Tank, right? You're trying to give these people business starter tips for how they can get started. So you want to help them see the vision before they even sign up for how they can be successful. So that's what your conversations between people are going to look like before they ever go into that 5-day sneak peek, or while they are in there. All right? Okay. storytelling. So that's going to be the last thing I talk about, but let me just go through. Christine, does AWeber have templates that you can use? They do. They have templates, but now they have what's called like an email builder. So basically I take and I drag like paragraph, and then it gives me the heading, and then I can type in the text, and then I can drag picture, and then I can upload a picture, and then I can drag video, and I can upload a video, then I can drag in another paragraph, and I can build my own, and it's really easy to do. So you don't have to overwhelm yourself with making it perfect. I mean, I just throw it in there and I send it. So this is something that should not take you an entire 8-hour day to create. It should take you an hour at most. So keep that in mind. They do have templates, but don't let it consume you. Try to pull things that you've already created and sort of mash it into one. All right, so let me go through here. Storytelling. This is the last thing that I want to go over when it comes to transitioning your customers into coaches. So you've sent out this email. Alyssa's talked to you about approaching customers that you think would make great coaches, people that are your loyal Shakeology customers, right? The seeds have been planted. Now it's your turn to really start to help them, again, envision what it would be like to be a Beachbody coach and tell that story. Paint the picture of what their life or their success would look like. So I like to throw these things into my 3 to 5 times a day that I'm sharing either on Instagram or Facebook or my like page or wherever you are growing your Beachbody business. So just for example, today, I talked about my thankful Monday moment. Bryce came home from preschool and, I'm here to hear about his day, have lunch at the kitchen table. Being a work from home mom is the best feeling in the world, right? So, and I said, I have a really hot hubby that makes me delicious food. I added that in there. But anyway, so I wouldn't be able to do this unless I made some sacrifices over the past 4 years. So I talk about that building a business was not necessarily the easiest thing I've ever done, but it's moments like this. It's moments where I get to sit with Bryce, have lunch, talk about school that make this all worth it. And so who does this speak to? This speaks to that customer that's in my challenge group, that's working a full-time job, that has some children, that's interested in coaching, and I've already approached them, and this is painting the picture. This is making that connection of what they could potentially have if they just took that leap of faith in their business, right? So I'm painting that picture. And this is just something that I'm just working into my day. I didn't really put a call to action in there, but I just really wanted people to say, I think I could do this too. I think I could work from home. I would like to have this kind of a life. Maybe for you, we have the holidays coming up. Maybe you want to set a goal for yourself to pay for your Christmas presents for your family in cash. That was something that I did in the first 6 months of being a coach. I said, all right, I'm brand spanking new. I'm going to earn $500, and that's going to be our Christmas money this year. And so I made myself a little goal board. I made myself a little chart. I remember taking a picture of it. I remember putting it on social media and saying that, instead of going out and getting a job at American Eagle or Kohl's or Target, I was going to help other people stay fit and stay committed through the holidays, through my holiday survival guide groups, and I was going to pay cash for my Christmas so that I could be home with my family instead of having to be working away from the home. And I kind of posted my little goal board, and then I sort of updated my cash for Christmas. And at the end, at New Year's, we sort of celebrated the fact that we didn't have to pay or put anything on credit cards. I talked about how previously we would spend January, February, March scrimping and saving everything to pay off what we had spent or overspent during the holidays. And how many people does that speak to? I mean, that speaks to so many people living just kind of paycheck to paycheck. So, that's another thing you can do. You can paint that picture, and that's storytelling. Yes, it puts you out there. It might make you feel a little vulnerable because you're like telling people I don't have a lot of extra income. but I guarantee you that the more you share the real you, the more connections you're going to make, and actually the easier time you're going to have getting people to join your team, because they're going to see you're a go-getter. You're obviously willing to do whatever it takes to be successful. You're helping people because you're sharing transformations of people you're helping on social media, and it's working for you because you're healthy, you look great, and you're leading by example. So you've got to be able to share those stories and get really good at social media and storytelling, because you can't just have a bulk email. You just can't just invite people to upgrade to become a coach. You have to have all three pieces that kind of fit together to tell a complete story that get people to trust and to join your team. All right. So questions about that so far? Anything that you have regarding that, or anything, Val and Alyssa, you want to add to that?
No, I think it's awesome. You're good.
Oh, Alyssa, you're still muted. You're still muted.
You're still muted, Alyssa.
I'm back. Okay. I just wanted to say, I think that this is probably one of the most important things. This, guys, is what attraction media, traction marketing is all about, is this storytelling that Melanie was talking about here. And so, you guys can talk about coaching all the time and like cute little snippets like this, with little rice man at the table. And it doesn't have to be a full on, hey, I'm running a 5-day sneak peek type group. And this is probably even more impactful than that as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
will add, go ahead, Mel.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to add, I did a post pretty much, similar to this. It was just a picture of me today, but I just talked about my day. I went to get an oil change, and my business is 100% mobile. I love living my own life and making my own decisions. And those are the posts that get me, too, the most traction, because I actually had two people come out of the woodwork, as we call it, and message me today, okay, I see these. I've been following you. Can you give me some more information? So it's not always throwing it in your face every single day. Join my team. It's breadcrumbing all of the stuff that brings it together as a whole.
Correct. Yeah. All right. I'm turning it over to you, Val.
All right. I'm going to wrap it up because what Alyssa and Mel said, guys, I am going to tie it all together, because confidence is something that we have to have in order for this whole business to work. There's really just no sugarcoating the fact that you have to be willing to really just put yourself out there. And we're not saying that you have to do this overnight. And we're not saying, if this is your very first call, we don't want you to be afraid and say, well, I don't have any confidence. How am I going to make this work? Because I was that coach when I first started that, guys, it took everything in me just to log onto one of these Monday Night Dream Team calls, because I was petrified that someone was going to be able to see my face or that they were going to hear me talk. I had no knowledge of social media or really internet. My husband had to seriously teach me how to copy and paste stuff. So that was my first big step of going out of my comfort zone, was just logging onto one of these webinars. So it's just that gradual over time that you have to make a commitment to yourself that you're going to just grow in you. It all comes back to the 3 vital behaviors and your personal development, and that, in my opinion, should be at the top of the 3 vital behaviors list, because it's so important. So really, it's confidence is the one thing that can help you reach all of your goals, because everything that we have ever wanted is always on the other side of fear. So you might be sitting here tonight and you're like, okay, I really want to do this. All of this information is so amazing. How am I going to do it? Well, first of all, you have to understand that there is fear of failure. There's fear of success. There's fear of rejection. We've all gone through all of those things, and some of us still definitely do. However, we have been able to kind of pull the emotions from all of that and say, okay, this is honestly the best business ever. This is the best job ever. So the one thing, in order for us to be able to really just move forward is overcoming these fears over time. And the faster you do this, the faster you grow your confidence, the better off you're going to be. So number one, I just have on here, put your thoughts in their place. So whenever you are going through your day, like what's the first thing that you wake up to? You know, don't hop on social media the second your eyes open. Do some personal development to fuel your mind with some positivity. I often listen to my personal development while my E&E kicks in the morning before my workout. A good 5-10 minutes of a Brendan Burchard podcast or an audiobook. Guys, it gets me ready for my day because we all deal with a lot of negativity. Don't think that Mel and Alyssa and I don't have anyone block us or delete us. I realized that 3 people deleted me today as I was going through follow-ups. It doesn't hurt my feelings anymore, okay, because my personal development has helped me grow some thick skin. So 2 years ago when I first started as a coach, I would have cried about people blocking or unfollowing me, but it gets better with time. So put the negatives in their place and replace them with positives, and do that as often as you can. For me in the beginning as a coach, and I mean, I probably listened to sometimes 3 hours of personal development a day just from going into YouTube while I was cooking dinner and folding clothes, being a mom, giving bath time. Like I would listen to anything on YouTube or old calls just to fuel my mind and just to keep me going. So that's a tip for you guys. And then number 2, make people feel good and appreciated. We're not here to sell stuff. Okay, we've all said that. We are here to help change lives. So get your mindset in that position and just think, you know, when you're messaging people and you're sending your invites and you're talking about the coaching opportunity, talk about your stories. Share you and make them feel good, and just don't act like it's a sale. And then always start your conversations and your day with gratitude. I really believe in that because have a grateful heart. This is such an amazing business, whether you are here to earn, you know, an extra $100 or $200 a month, or you're here to make a significant income by helping people. It all comes down to the fact that we are grateful to have what we have, and we're building this. And then, so get ready to bounce back is my number 4. That kind of just goes back to the growing the thick skin. So we're going to fail. We're going to make mistakes. We are where we are at because we have failed a heck of a lot of times. We've got right back up. We've brushed ourselves off, and we have learned from every mistake. So don't feel like, oh, the challenge group isn't going well, or, oh, you know, I didn't get any coaches signed up this week or this month. You have goals to hit. You have set your goals. You just do what you can, and you see what works, and you see what doesn't, and you switch it up. That's what we all do. And then be willing to fake it until you make it. So let me tell you guys this. I was going through some of my very first posts as a brand new coach, and I came on my very first business opportunity post. I was a brand new coach. I was not even an Emerald coach yet. But the wording that I used, I talked about my team and how they were on fire and what a blessing Beachbody is and how I knew where I was going and I was not going to stop until I helped thousands of people. I did not have a team at that point, but I acted like I did because I have the vision of where I wanted my business to go. And from that post and doing posts like that, even when I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing, I'm still, people don't know that. People don't know that I was a brand new coach if I'm not putting it out there constantly. I'm new. I don't know what I'm doing. If you're one of those people saying that, you need to stop right now. And you need to just learn as you go, and you just do it. You just fake it, and you keep going because that's what really grows your confidence. And lastly, just breathe, okay? Just take a deep breath. Make this fun. Go back to the basics and understand that it's just about setting the goals that you want to set and the goals that you want to achieve. And then this kind of is definitely playing off of what Mel just talked about. In the being yourself, do not even try to act perfect. Don't try to tell people that you are 100% clean eating and you never have any treats. And, just anything that is false, because people are not looking for perfection. In fact, people actually want to know more about your flaws than they want to know about the good things that you do because they need to know that you're human. So that's the only way that we're able to attract people to us is by showing them that we are so much alike in the whole grand scheme of it. Know your own worth. And, you know, we all put the highlight reels out on Facebook. We do. Social media, most of the time, we do keep it positive, which I will never say don't stay positive. Always, even if it's like a negative situation, turn it around and put some gratitude on it and still be like, you know, maybe this happened to me today. However, I'm learning from this fall and I'm going to make it 10 times better tomorrow or something like that. A quick story about Summit. So this next little line that I had, we always look at the front of the stage, the perfection, the stuff that everybody just loves, the lights and the glitz and the glam and the fireworks. But behind the scenes, that is what tells the story. So at Summit, I was backstage a few times, and, you know, it's all the stage, and it's all this amazing production, and everything goes smoothly and perfectly. But backstage in that arena and that huge auditorium, there were a gazillion wires. There were a million TVs and computers and people sweating and just running all around, trying to get everything to where it would go smoothly. No one sees that part. Okay, so you see Mel, Alyssa, and I, you know, we are not perfect. You guys are not perfect. We are all over here doing our 3 vital behaviors every day. There are times that I have been sitting at the computer on the last night of the month, not at Success Club, sweating, messaging a million people because there will never be a month that I do not achieve my goals of Success Club. Okay, so that's kind of that behind the scenes. We work. But to the average eye, maybe it does look like perfection, but it is far from it. We work to accomplish these goals, and we want you to do the same thing. We're trying to lead by example. And have the courage to tell the story of who you are with your whole heart. Guys, I learned that I had to share more than, oh, hey, I lost, 5 to 10 pounds doing Turbo Fire. Okay, that's great, but that's very superficial. I had to start to dig deeper. I had to start pulling parts of my story, which at first I didn't even think I had a story. I was like, I'm just me. I'm a mom of 2 little girls. I'm a military wife. That's part of my story. And another part for me is the fact that I have thyroid issues, that my husband and I were over $100,000 in debt whenever I started, and that my first month I made $300, and I cried like a baby because I put food on the table without straining my husband, thinking he had to go and get a second job after he came back from a deployment of 7 months. Okay, guys? So I was like, that was my goal, was to just make $300 a month at the beginning of coaching. So don't feel like you have to set these gigantic goals in the beginning and make them unattainable. The goals have to be attainable, so they just progress over time. So I want you guys to just have the courage. It was not easy for me to say, hey, you know what, I was in debt. We were really good at hiding it. But one day when we sat down at the kitchen table and considered going to the courthouse to file for bankruptcy, that was like the lowest of our low. And that's when I'm like, enough is enough. I will make Beachbody work no matter what I have to do. And I started using that. So the first time I posted that on Facebook, I literally thought I was going to throw up. But guess what? I got more support from that, and I got more people who were like, oh my gosh, me too, in those private messages. So I've learned how to help people in that way too. So you just have to figure out what it is that you need to share. And those things that really give you a stomach ache and make you sweat and make you like your heart race, that is what you need to figure out how to post, and you have to put it out there publicly because that is what is going to make you successful. And then my last slide, just a second, just get out of that comfort zone. You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable and take ownership of yourself. It just goes based off of the last slide, because when we step outside of that comfort zone, guys, it'll expand. And when we stay in the walls of your comfort zone, they're just going to shrink in on you, and you're not going to believe in yourself. The confidence comes with stepping outside of your comfort zone daily. I, probably 6 months into my business, I was like, okay, one of my biggest fears is like talking to people while I'm out and about, because for me, I used to care so much about what people were thinking of me, total strangers, that I would have anxiety when walking past someone in a store or on the sidewalk, and if they would look at me, I would have anxiety wondering what they were thinking about me. So for me to go up to a complete stranger and talk to them, I thought I was going to throw up. But it was one day in Sam's Club, and I was like, okay, I'm going to talk to one person today. I have to. So I scoped out some moms so I would have something to talk about because I had my daughter with me. And there was a mom in front of me at Sam's Club, and I remember we struck up a quick conversation, and I was like, your little girl's shoes are so cute or something like that. And I was like, I'm kind of new in town. Do you live here? Do you think we could get together maybe for a park play date or something? She said, sure, that'd be awesome. I'm like, are you on Facebook? Of course she was. And I added her on Facebook right then and there in the store. That made me have so much confidence by the time I walked out of that store, because I was like, oh my God, I didn't die. I didn't throw up, and I'm still alive. And now maybe I just made a new friend. So I would kind of challenge myself every time I would go out to a store to do that. You know, I'd make myself find someone in a workout outfit, or someone who I felt like, you know, maybe a mom, someone my style who I would be friends with. And I'd strike up a conversation, and I still do that to this day. So that has helped me grow and expand outside of my comfort zone and also expand my market as well. And then really your desire to change, guys, it has to be greater than your desire to stay the same. You have to fish out and figure out what it is that will help you grow and will make you do this, because recruiting and challenge groups and all of the stuff that we just talked to you about tonight, it all comes down to the fact that anyone can do this. You just have to have a greater desire to succeed than you do to fail at this. So the only thing that's going to make you fail is by quitting. And you can do this, I promise you. It's pretty darn amazing. See what these tiny baby steps and these tiny little goals will help you accomplish over time. So, any questions? I'm reading through.
I know, I am too. All right, guys. Val, awesome job. Alyssa, I think we gave them a lot to think about. So, call to action for tonight is to, number one, your goal is to make a list of all the customers that you're going to approach about becoming a coach and start inviting them. Number two, decide if you're going to send out an email to everybody. Number three, you're going to get plugged into the group that Alyssa has, right? So we're going to share our invites. We're going to share what's working. We are really going to put ourselves out there. We're going to get outside of that comfort zone. We're not going to worry about being perfect, but we're going to worry about making progress, because the more we allow ourselves to try and fail, the better we get. So that is my call to action for each one of you. We'll get these slides uploaded into all of our team pages and share all of the links that we need so that you guys can go back. I'll get this recording uploaded and shared for you guys to share with your teams too. So anything else, Alyssa, before we close it out? This is where we go hard. You're right, guys. Let's do this. Let's make it rock. Alyssa, if you're trying to talk, I can't hear you. I can hear you.
Hey,
I know.
You're older and doesn't mean you're brighter, right? Okay, so I just wanted to say that you guys, for those of you guys that are scared to invite people or share or meet new people, I just want to tell you guys that this is such a gift in more ways than one. Coaching, the programs, the opportunity to really create a life of your dreams. And I want you guys to really think about that. Like, do you guys really understand what you guys have holding in your hands, literally, because you guys are Beachbody coaches, and how you can serve and give that to other people? And I want you to think what would happen if, your team was gone, if you didn't have the positivity, if you didn't have the love, if you didn't have this amazing, warm community that you were surrounded with all the time, not even including the products, but just your coaching family. If that was stripped away from you, what would your life be like? Because those are the things that you guys cannot recreate, right? You guys can go buy products from other places, but the coaching opportunity, our family, working through our struggles, working through our strengths, guys, those are the things that are going to change your entire life. They're going to make you better leaders. They're going to cause you guys to get uncomfortable. You guys are going to meet incredible friends, and just like-minded individuals. And so I want you guys to just sit there and think, like, this is so amazing. Just the community and positivity and education and the fact that I get to stretch and grow, that I should be so happy to give it away. I mean, how many of us stand and, like, I've said this so many times, but literally I will one day scream at the top of the mountains how incredible this journey has been. And so that everybody joins us in this, because it's just absolutely amazing. So I hope that you guys are really fearless in your inviting, and that you guys let your passion take over and just really share how amazing this is. And whatever it's done for you, don't be scared to share that with other people, because there's somebody out there that needs this just as bad as we needed it in our lives. And I don't care if you came into this business for a discount, you came into it because you had experience for a challenger, if you came in this business as a coach. Each role, we came into it to help other people. And I will say that I feel like this helps us the most. It helps us more than any way that we could ever help anybody else. And I can just say that, being in the business for a while and working through personal development and really having such a positive, loving community, that is what has absolutely changed my life. So, think about how Beachbody has changed your life, you guys, and just be fearlessly sharing that to other people. Okay.
Cool. All right, guys. Go out there. Make it a great night. All right. See you guys later. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for the birthday wishes, guys.
Bye.
Happy birthday,
Thanks, guys.